Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sigval the Grim here and welcome to another chest review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Batman Ninja power-up chest and we are going to be talking about if it is worth spending your gems on it. Before we get into it, if you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe in order to see more content like this. And if you have any question, leave it down in the comments and I will answer it to the best of my ability. So getting into the video, we will first of all take each character in part and talk a little bit about him, and then we will talk about the chest as a whole, the chances of the chest, then we'll establish some pros and cons about the chest, and after that we will make a final conclusion. So let's begin. First of all, we are going to take each character by one, starting from the left and ending at the right. First of all, we got Batman Ninja Robin. This character is a very good character. He is a very good combo builder. He is an essential support for the Batman Ninja team, and he can also perform well as a damage dealer, as he is often used against Horrific Scarecrow for some players who prefer to build him instead of Batman Ninja Catwoman that we are going to talk about later. So overall, he's a great character to have, can be used as a combo builder, can be used as a damage dealer, and is most definitely a great support. Next character, we got Batman Ninja Batman, most likely the most useless character out of all of them. He's got a terrible passive that requires him to take damage from a critical hit in order to activate, so that's not going to be used very often. And other than that, he simply has nothing to stand for himself. His special one is pretty cool, and the fact that it blinds and the fact that he can get a free special tree out of the special 2. But other than that, I don't find anything interesting about this character. And if I was to make a list about characters from this list that you should get or you need, he will probably be in the bottom spot. And it's really worth mentioning that you can get this from the arena seasons, Batman to be more specific, and you can get him for free basically by hitting Elite 1 or get him all the way at 4 stars by hitting Elite 4. So you can get him from the arena. He's a bad character, there's absolutely no reason you should want to go for him. Then we have Batman Ninja Lord Joker. And this is a character that I'm very sorry about, because he is a decent character and a very fun to play character, but he isn't the same bunch with a lot of characters that are just very amazing and are outperforming him. I've seen someone on YouTube use him in raids as a damage dealer instead of Catwoman because he didn't have the gears for Catwoman. And it performed pretty decently. As a character, he doesn't have very much interesting things about him, except for the fact that his passive is going to revive 2 teammates that died during the fight, any teammates, not only Batman Ninja teammates, if the opponent is going to have a Batman in it. So you can use this, you can use him as a support and put him in a Champions Arena team or in an Arena team, and just simply search for strong teams that have an opponent in them, and that way he can be a great support. And his basic attacks feel pretty smooth, but overall he's probably the third worst characters on this list. He's also in the Arena season rewards, so there's no reason to spend gems in order to acquire him. Moving next to the next character, we got Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd. This character is one of the best legendaries. He's most definitely top 3 best legendaries. Not sure if I would put him on the second or on the third spot, but he's great overall. He can be an amazing support for the Batman Ninja team. He can be an amazing tank, and he can also be a support for any team in the game, because his basic attacks are going to lower the opponent's defense, and at the same time they are going to recharge power. So he is going to be an amazing combo builder in that regard. So overall, a very balanced character, can do pretty much everything that you would need a character to do, and he is a must-have in terms of Batman Ninja teams. Moving on, we have Batman Ninja Harley Quinn. And she's a terrible character, but she kind of offers something in return, in the way that her passive is going to give a percentage of her base attack and base health, if I'm not mistaken, to the other Batman Ninja characters just by having her in your roster. And while it might benefit you to have this, it's most definitely not a thing that you should go towards or aim for, since the bonuses that she's going to give are definitely not worth going specifically for her, but if you're going to have her anyways, then that is going to be good. Her as a standalone character is very bare bones and nothing really to stand out. And the last character that we have is Batman Ninja Catwoman. Batman Ninja Catwoman is one of the best damage dealers in the game, and at the same time has a very interesting passive that is going to make your Batman Ninja characters immortal, which means immune to damage when they reach a certain threshold of low health. And that is going to make her also an amazing character for Arena and Champions Arena. She is definitely a must-have in every Batman Ninja team. So those are the characters, and this is how good they are. Now let's look at some percentages. You will have a 2% chance to get 160 shards, a 5% chance to get 80 shards, an 80% chance to get 60 shards, a 30% chance to get 40 shards, and a 45% chance to get 20 shards. Okay, so as we have established before, 3 of those characters, more specifically Batman Ninja Batman, Batman Ninja Joker, and Batman Ninja Harley Quinn, are terrible characters, and even if they were not, you could get them from the arena season, so there is no reason to get them from here. So by default, because 3 out of the 6 characters that you can drop from this chest are just bad and not worth using gems for, all the values over here are going to be divided by half, and a whopping percent of 50% of your pulls on with average luck are going to be terrible and totally useless almost. So, and again, I wanted to point out the fact that even though they might benefit you in some way if you get shards for them, there are other ways to get them, for example arena season, and there's definitely no reason to spend money on the chest in order to take them. And that will divide the chances in 50% bad right off the bat, because half of the characters that you can get are not worth getting. And I kind of suspect that NetherRealms put a higher chance for the bad ones in the chest, but this is just a prediction, don't take my word on it. Okay, so that we have established that 50% of your drops with average luck will be just different shapes of bad. What is the rest of them? Well, if 50% of them are going to be bad, we are left with dividing the percentages by half. You will have a 22.5% chance to get 20 shards, and that's still very bad for 300 gems, 320 gems. You will have a 14% to get 40 shards. This is bad towards average. Remember, I'm talking about the good shards for the good characters. You will have a 9% chance to get 60 shards for one of the good characters, and that's average. You'll have a 2.5% to get 80 shards for a character of the good ones, and that is good. That's really good. And you will have a 1% chance to get 160 shards for any of the good characters. And this is great. This is amazing. But the problem is that you are going to have a 1% chance to get a good result, a 2.5% chance to get a good result, and a 9% chance to get something average. And all the rest of it, which is going to be a whopping 87.5%, is going to be not worth your gems. So in terms of chances, we are starting off pretty bad. Now that we have established my point on the chances, and the chest already seems very unfair, let's write down some pros and cons. One of the pros of this chest is that it's kind of cheap. 300 is not great, not terrible of an amount of gems that you want to be spending on a chest. You kinda know what you get. Like, this is not a chest that is going to tell you you have an exact chance to get this specific character and then you'll get random characters. No, it tells you all the characters that you are going to get, and you are going to buy this full knowing what you are going to get out of it. And the third pro is that half of the characters in this chest are good. But the cons are, as I've said before, the odds are pretty bad. They're terrible. They are simply terrible. And another thing to note is that half of the characters are terrible on this list, and most likely after you unlock a character from this list, unless it's one of the bad ones, if it's one of the good ones, you will most likely not have his gears unless you got lucky with the raid drops. So, in order to conclude this video, should you buy this chest? Well, I don't think so, unfortunately. This is not the chest for you, and this is not the chest that you have been saving up your gems for. If you really want the Batman Ninja characters, you should most definitely wait for another chest. I think some time ago there was a chest for Batman Ninja characters where you had a 2% chance for each of the good characters, and a 2% chance to unlock, not to get shards. And unlocking them means by right off the bat 160 shards. And if it's about Gorilla Grodd, then it's more shards. And by the way, Gorilla Grodd does not unlock at 160 shards. He unlocks at much more because legendary characters require more shards, and they also unlock at 4 stars. So, should you buy this chest? Well, most definitely not. This is not what you'll be saving up gems for, and you should be patient as I am with my 6000 gems. This was my chest review for this one. I'm sorry if this video seemed rushed and not edited or polished enough, or not scripted enough, but I have done my best to get this out as soon as possible so you guys don't waste your gems on this. This was all for this one. If you like what you have more likely heard, because I haven't had time to put anything on the screen, make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. With all that being said, thank you very much for watching. For any questions, go down to the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.